I never considered becoming a parent myself until my mum died. I'd like to think there was a moment when the switch flicked on or the force field came down or the upgrade happened between the hours of 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. plugged into a power source, Wi-Fi switched on. It was nothing like that. Nothing dramatic happened. There was no tearful staring out over a field of bluebells, no Proustian cake-chewing revelation, and no need to cement my legacy. You didn't appear to me in a dream. I didn't read a saccharine poem about inheritance. I didn't hold a friend's baby and have the final chorus of Barry Manilow's "Looks Like We Made It" erupt in my head. You just arrived. 1 minute your mum and I were getting drunk at Christmas, and the next there you were in my arms, asleep. Your clenched fists covering your face much like they did on the ultrasound. Your nails were long, your eyes were closed, you looked just like her, just like my mum. Maybe it was a trick of my imagination, or some sort of sleep-deprived, adrenaline-fueled tether to bring you into the family. Maybe you just sort of look like mum in the way babies and old people are indistinguishably vole-like in certain lights. I tried to capture it on my camera, but you know how photographs capture moments and never the narratives that prescribe them. Some photographs lack intent, others capture fragments, and only you can zero in on the history of the moment. Everyone else just sees the vole baby with her claws over her face. I look at it now, and that photo of you looks like you would not like her. My mind was playing tricks on me in those early moments because when I first took in your face, all I could see was my mum. It was like she was alive again and I was whole. The quick camera phone photo I took when I checked it later on the toilet because this was the only sanctum I had left. How wrong I was, I have no sanctum. It looked nothing like what I thought I'd captured. It looked like you and not her. The photograph was of your face, a new entry, something I had not seen before, someone I had not met yet, a stranger. And yet, when I walked back into the room and saw you asleep on your back in your own mother's arms, the only light coming from the landing, I saw it again. I saw her in you. Were you her reborn? I shook the thought from my head. How could I project onto a baby the blankest of canvases my own grief? How unfair. And when you cried, I took you in my arms and went into another room. I stood in the window and swayed from side to side. The curtains were open and I looked out into the windows of the flats behind our house. The man with the beard was washing up, as he always seemed to do. In the room below him, two people I'd not seen before were holding onto a bowl and moving it in a slow, controlled, ceremonious circle between them. The guy who had his window open every single day, all year round, for unknown reasons that drove me crazy with speculation, had his window open. I say none of this so you think I'm a creep who spends his time staring into other people's homes. I say this so that you know in that moment, as I stared down at you, trying to take stock of the fact that my entire world had changed, my life was on a new course. Everything around us was exactly as it should be. The world continued to turn and not move to the beat of just one drum, and that grounded me, stopped me freaking out. Thank you.